It's one player, two player, put controller in, and they turn the power button on and say, power on!
Yeah, I never had that issue. Everybody I talked to, their biggest issue was just the fact that it was a craft-a-gun co-op shooter slaughterfest instead of a horror game.
Oh yeah, I heard that one too, but I heard it was a mix of the two.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was just
I
talking
don't
to somebody
remember
about
any
it the other day.
cosmetic transactions or anything.
Oh, it wasn't cosmetic. It was that you had to you could pay for.
Well, that's what I mean.
The
Like, I
crafting
don't
material.
remember any. Yeah, I don't remember any crafting or cosmetic transactions of any kind.
Well, did you get it when it came out, or did you get it afterwards? Because I heard that
I played
they
day
fixed
one.
it. Oh, then I don't know. I don't know how you dodged that. I don't know. Maybe it was people overreacting. Maybe it wasn't as bad, but I know it received enough backlash that they straight up removed it in a title update. They completely balanced it out so that you didn't have to buy crafting materials to craft certain things anymore. You could just find enough of it in the world.
Interesting.
Yeah, I remember watching a video about it literally the other day, and I remember them going into detail about how it received such backlash that EA allowed the team to go in and fix it because the team didn't want to do it to begin with. And now EA is learning their lesson with the Jedi games, where it's not every game needs to have microtransactions fucking shoehorned into it. You can actually just make a good game and make a lot of money from that. Yeah, because they've been you can literally see the games that they're greenlighting and making now. They reflect drastically the lessons that they're learning, because they went and made Jedi Survivor or whatever it was, and that was received really, 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 really well. The PC port was shit, but whatever. The game itself apparently very good, and it's been really interesting because they've started greenlighting games that they never would have greenlit at any point in the last 10 years ago is what I'm trying to say.
Like what?
Dead Space. The Dead Space remake. They never would have greenlit that.
Oh,
The
they
fact that
definitely
Jedi
would
did
have.
as well as it did.
People have been.
Oh yeah, but they would have
screaming
shoved
for a
it.
Dead Space remake for eons.
They would
was
have
only
shoved
a matter
it to
of
the
time.
brim with microtransactions. The fact that Jedi did as well as it did without microtransactions.
I think you're putting Dead Space as a different game. Dead Space doesn't really do microtransactions. Even
that does
when
not
they did,
stop E EA.
Even when they did, it was. I mean, so many school I didn't hear about it if it even existed. I mean, of course EA would, because that's what EA does, but
That's what I mean. Is the reason I think that they just let the team make that remake with little intervention is because of how well Jedi did. Hold on one second. I'm looking up the thing for Dead Space. Dead Space.
because yeah, there's a couple of
Free
people saying it had microtransaction or has microtransactions, but that's just that it does, not that that's it doesn't really seem like anybody really gave a shit. So it couldn't have been that bad. Everybody was just so pissed off that it wasn't Dead Space. Because, to be fair, it really wasn't Dead Space.
Okay, that's a good reason to be upset. So apparently another reason people were mad is that when the game initially came out, you had to pay for an online... This was during the time when they were doing the online pass for EA. So you were paying for Xbox Live Gold, and then on top of that, you were paying for an online pass for EA.
See, so yeah, it had fucking nothing to do with Dead Space. It was just EA being fuck all. I was gonna say, I knew there wasn't a microtransaction issue with Dead Space specifically. I knew that there was always one with EA because it's EA.
Dead Space 3 did have microtransactions, though.
Yes, it did. Apparently. I don't remember them.
It had a,
Never
So-
used them, apparently, and I still burst through that game plenty fine.
So according to this thing I'm reading right now, there was this thing called the recon bots, and you got 3 of them every playthrough, apparently. And you
If
could
you were
send
playing
them
by
out.
yourself, yeah.
Yeah, and then that would get the stuff and come back. But if you played co-op, apparently that would help you get crafting material better.
Yeah. It basically acted as your, like, harvest bots or whatever. I was just reading that a minute ago. That's why I was like, apparently it did have it, but... Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, you just dodged a hell of a bullet there, friend.
No, I just never used it because I played with people. So it was like, fuck it, why use it? We just ran through the game. But then again, my buddy wasn't into it because it was Dead Space. He was into it because it was so completely different.
What's on your mind?
Alright.
I also,
Okay.
I heard from some people, I don't know about this take, though. This take's weird to me. They didn't like how badass Isaac had become.
Yeah, that,
Like-
I mean,
like-
that was part of the this isn't Dead Space complaint. Isaac
like,
has
but
become too powerful and too OP, and he's such a badass now. He used to be just a simple engineer. It's like, well, yeah, he's lived through 2 Dead Space events.
Yeah, I was
Think
gonna
he
say,
wouldn't
he's
be
been through it
used
like
to it?
fucking twice. He's numb to it
Yeah.
at this point.
I mean, maybe not completely,
such
but
a-
like, if anyone is prepared to handle that kind of situation, I'd assume it to be him.
Precisely. I was like, what, this is such a weird take.
But yeah, all of the like big arguments I heard against that game were all like really negligible, subjective shit like that. I didn't hear anything about
I
the
think-
transaction. I mean, I heard about the transaction bullshit of EA because of Assassin's Creed when they tried to go multiplayer with Brotherhood, I think it was. And EA was like, oh yeah, you have to buy a EA pass in order to play Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, even though you already pay for Xbox. It's like, what the fuck?
EA,
No.
that's Ubisoft, though. Why don't I have Pebbles? No. That was Ubisoft, though. I don't think EA had anything to do with that.
Yeah, but where did they get the model?
Oh, where did EA get it?
No, that's what I'm saying is, where do you think they got the model? EA. Because it was right around the same time that everybody was up in arms about all of this fucking past microtransaction bullshit. That's why everybody fucking shied away from Assassin's Creed for a while. As well as with 3 being a massive disappointment for most people. Specifically
Yeah, 3's multiplayer is not
Revelations.
great. Revelations... Was Revelations disappointing? I heard people like that one.
A lot of people liked the story. A lot of people did not like the multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
And then
all right,
after
yeah.
that, they did like Unity and Assassin's Creed 3 and
Well, so they did 3, and people didn't
Chinese
like that
Liberation.
because that. And then they did after the 3, they did 4. 4 was really good. People really liked that multiplayer. And then they did Unity, and Unity's multiplayer was really well received when it functioned. That was the key thing. When it was working and everything wasn't a glitchy ass mess, that multiplayer, beautiful.
I mean, it never
That
worked.
is. I got it to work. I played it with people. I loved that game when I got the multiplayer to work. But I also played on Xbox. If you played it on PC, good fucking luck.
I played on both, sat in lobbies for well over 10 hours multiple times, never got a single person.
Ah, see, you tried to join with random people.
I had to.
I had friends that knew it. Yeah. I had friends who bought the game with me, and then we just sat down and played it. But there were certain missions we couldn't get into, which is why I'm saying, like, when it worked, it was great. There were certain missions we couldn't get into because it wouldn't let you join with a lobby of 4. It would let you only join... So you had to have 4 players to get the mission. This is actually stupid. It still bugs me. So you had to have 4 players to start the lobby, but you could only join the lobby with 2. So you had to wait for 2 other completely random players, and you had to hope that the server did what it was supposed to do, and it never did. So there are missions I just never played.
Well, we got the Broodmother BLT. Do you want to make an attempt on her?
In just a second. I'm gonna grab this really quick. Did I put the pebbles away like a fool? I did. Let me see here. I've got all of these bricks that I'm gonna put away for now. Excuse me. I had to burp. Yeah, we're gonna have plenty of mushroom bricks, I think. Okay, I'm gonna go put this down and get that going. 'Cause I've already started the second floor. I just gotta put a roof on it, and that's gonna be made out of something else entirely. What the fuck? One moment. I thought I grabbed that. Yeah, I hope they remake Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3. I hope 3 gets a complete overhaul as far as like story goes.
Oh, they won't.
They might. Who knows?
They won't.
It all comes down to how well
2
Dead
and 3
Space 2
didn't.
does.
2 and 3 didn't do well enough.